Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me yet again is Jason Juggling J. Ford. Jay, today's show, we're talking about the May 24th Half Marathon Derby. Who's in, who's out thus far.
Yes.
We're talking about Nikival scoring last night for Huddersfield.
And assist.
And an assist. 10 girls now, first girl in 9 games. Young Najee Smith playing with the ISFA under-15 team, scored the equalizer yesterday. We've got so much to talk about. Swimmers going away, the upcoming triathlon in Hamilton. But let's first get a message from our sponsor.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
LJ was about 3 weeks ago. During an interview with Rosanna Hoy, she announced that she will not be running the Bermuda Day Half Marathon Derby. Instead, she'll be riding. We've started a lead up to the Bermuda Day Half Marathon Derby. Got a chance to speak with the defending champion, Islandstats, to find out what her plans are. And obviously, you've heard her plans. She will not be defending her title. She'll be riding the Sinclair Packard Memorial Race more because of an injury that she's recovering from and the fact that she's going to be doing a half Ironman just 3 days prior to the event.
Well, we sort of had a feeling of this because we saw her concentration over the last couple of months has been geared towards the cycling. She's been doing a lot of preparation, but not only doing the preparation, she's been excelling. She just came off this weekend winning. So I think that probably... As an athlete, you always want to be competing. You always be competing at a high level. And I think if she wasn't competing at a high level in cycling, she might have took a chance on it. But competing at a high level with the Ironman prior, it goes well for what she's doing now, her training now. So, in saying that, it leaves the door wide open, not only for a winner, but a challenge too, because the likes of Dion Brary and a few other ones who have been knocking on the door over the last few years, the chance now to come away with the coveted title.
Well, let's get the interview with Ashley Estwanik. Well, Ashley, we all know 24th of May is coming. First question, riding, running?
Probably riding. For a couple of reasons. One, I am hopefully competing in a half Ironman just 3 days before in Tennessee, so I will be completely dead from that. The other big reason is that I've been struggling with the Achilles injury that I'm just starting to come back from right now, so I really haven't put in a ton of running. So I've been doing tons of cycling. I've been here at this pool a lot. So really kind of focusing on the swimming and cycling. And the running will hopefully come. Whether or not I finish the half Ironman, I'm not really sure at this point.
Well, that's 2 of the former champions out of the running race. When you're preparing for the running race, let's take us through what you were doing prior to years going by and preparing for the race that you would think someone's going to have to do to win it this time around, because they won't have you to pull from, won't have to try and catch and so forth. So what do you think others would have to do in order to fulfill that going across the line first, hitting that tape?
I think there's obviously a bunch of different things. One is just making sure you put in the mileage. You have to, if you're just going to finish, if you run a 12 miler, you're going to probably be able to run a 13 miler. But if you're going in it to do really well, get a best time, possibly win it, you're going to need to be doing a little bit of over distance, a couple 15, 16, 17 milers. And then always put in, usually I do 2 different workouts during the week. One of them is sort of a shorter sets of speed work. So maybe a couple minutes hard, 1 minute easy, a bunch of times. And then the other workout that's key is repeat miles or repeat 2 miles, just so that you're really getting yourself running at the pace you want to run for 13 miles. And then another big factor that every single year we talk about is the fact that it's nice and sunny right now, but it's still a lovely temperature. Come May 24th, most likely it'll be hot, humid, and everybody will be complaining about it. So I think if you can, one thing to do is, I've always tried in years past to get out at lunchtime to run, because it's the hottest part of the day. If you're only running at 5 in the morning, you're going to be running in the coolest part of the day and not getting used to any of the heat or humidity at all.
You're very competitive. To jump into the cycle race 3 days after half Ironman, are you putting yourself at a disadvantage to do the cycle?
Probably. I guess we'll just have to see. It's also a lot about teamwork. So I'm part of a team now, and it's not necessarily about me winning. It's about my team winning. So if I can help my teammates out, that'll be the main thing. I don't know what I can do. I'll just have to see. But I do tend to, once I'm put on the line, I get a little bit of a fierce competitive streak.
That's what we saw on Sunday. That grit you have when you're running, I saw it in your face on that road, on that road bike, and the fact that you enjoy doing what you're doing, although sometimes it hurts a lot, and it will hurt come 24th of May, because you, like I said, 3 days after a big race, and then you got to fly back, so the body's not recovered all the way. But well, congratulations. Good luck in the half Ironman, and then good luck in the cycle race.
Thank you very much. Good luck to everyone.
Month. Everyone knows you've been working out, getting prepared for a World Championship steeplechase, but we're counting down to May 24th. First of all, do you plan to defend your title?
No, I won't be defending my title because I'm sick and tired of Gina Tucker and the race committee withholding prize money from the athletes, and I can't understand how Appleby, the sponsors in good standing and good conscience, can continue to fund and financially support an event that just does not have the best interest of the athletes at heart. They came on board in 2004, and for 3 years the prize money was good. The prize price was anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. When it was $5,000, it was broken into $3,000 cash and $2,000 for travel voucher. That was in the last year. That was in 2006. Coincidentally, the first year Gina Tucker took over was 2007. The year my brother won it, he didn't receive a dime, not one penny. Calling and talking to her within the week after, 2 weeks after, she said that the committee had to remark and certify the course. Obviously, it does not cost $5,000 to recertify a course. It was done at the expense of the athletes, and now you have to wonder, okay, well, the next 8 years, it was split between Chris Wannick and Tyler Butterfield. Now, Tyler's a professional athlete. He just dips in and out of the island. It's not so much as his concern. His history, he has a history, his family has a history in the race, but in terms of making remarks about prize money, maybe not. Chris Wannick is not born in Bermuda, so it's kind of touchy, maybe, so to speak, for him. So that's why those years, they really didn't say much about it, but I can guarantee you they've only received actual cash prizes once or twice out of those 8 years, and that's always been $500. The most times those guys won it, it was only a couple $100 in a gift certificate. So now you think, okay, well, where's all the money going to? Now we have a race that's $45 to enter up until 2 weeks. 55 within 2 weeks, 75 within a week. Same thing with the corporate relay. It's like $160 for a team of 4, $40 each day, and $175, $200. You're timesing that by $1,200. That's anywhere from $60,000 to $75,000. Plus, Appleby gives $30,000 specific to the prize purse. A few of those years, 2008, 9, and 10, I believe, ING gave an additional $30,000, $35,000. So you're talking about $135 to run an amateur race. It's not an amateur race. I've done amateur races locally and overseas. They cost $5, $10 to enter. It's not no 45, 55, 7. That's not amateur. The money is good. Obviously, like I said, you're talking about The prize purse, you're talking about 500 for first, 300 for second, 200 for third. So that means each category is 1,000. It's about 5 or 6 categories, male and female. So that's 10 to 12 categories, 1,000 each. That's 10, 12,000. Of the prize money alone, that's what, 30,000 they're given. So where's the other $20,000? And she's made a mockery of the race. And now what I would like to see is Appleby have a meeting, as well as the Athletic Association BINA, because they sanction the race. So they have to come and meet together and say, hey, look, what can we do to ensure that the athletes are getting their fair share? And for me now, this year, obviously, I put in the back of my head that I wasn't competing just specifically because of that. So I'm put all my preparations into the World Championship. And actually this morning, I was invited and secured entry into a race just after May 24th in early June. So I'm just sick and tired, and I don't want to keep fighting over it. And I'm just going to focus on that for the season.
All right, well, let's go to that track meet. Obviously, you got to knock off some time. You're out here working hard day and night, trying to make sure that you're in the best shape that you could possibly be in. What is the mark you have to hit, and how far are you off it right now?
Well, for 2014 Commonwealth Games, the selection was 850. I've run 858 last year. For World Championships, it's 832. Having said that, I'm off to leaps and bounds of a better start than I was last year. I've run 818 for 3K flat, 808, and 2359 for 8K cross country, as well as just 2 weeks ago the national record at 5K. So I'm definitely in the best shape of my life, and training's going good. I have I've secured entry for pen relays in I think 2-3 weeks, the end of April in Philadelphia. I'll be doing the steeplechase, and hopefully I could just, your first race, you just want to get the kinks out, and then before maybe May, June, doing another couple. So that's the focus, yeah.
Now, you have also been penciled into the area permit meet here in Bermuda, doing the steeplechase in front of your home crowd. What would that mean for you?
We have to see. Hopefully they get a good field, and I was pleased that they definitely saw that I was doing the steeplechase and added into the program. So hopefully we can just get a fast race. The weather's gonna be hot, but just get in the pack. I'm learned not to focus on time so much per lap, per split, per K, per mile, and just run it on the back of every athlete's shoulder and just try to get the best race I can.
Do you run with emotion, like when you have May 24th, 2 years ago, the race coming out of St. George's, and obviously you're going across your hometown and all your fans out there. Do you run with that type of emotion when those type of people are supporting you through and through?
Of course. For me, winning's not everything, is the only thing. So I will stand on the line and say, top 3, top 5. Every time I've stood on the line, May 24th is to win. So the pressure is always intense, but that breeds the success. When you finally do break the tape like I did last year, it was great. Sadly to say, it wasn't like that on the May 24th. Basically, the relationship between the athlete and the race is like a marriage. When you're coming on Front Street and there's crowded areas, it's like your reception. When you break the tape, it's like your honeymoon, but the prize giving, that's like the bitter divorce. So, and that's just like how it is. It's like people come to the prize giving, get the prize, and they're in and out. It's just a tense vibe. Nobody wants to be around. So
take us back to that moment coming down Dotton Avenue onto the finish line. What was going through your mind as you approached that finish line?
You finally did it. I think I was 16 and still in Berkeley. The first year that I ran May 24th, I came 10th. So from then to now, I think it was 2001. So we're talking about 15 years. I might have missed it a few years here and there, but no, it was very good to finally get that victory.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to your 2017 season. Good luck on the World Championship.
Yes, thank you.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, last night, Nikki Wells helped Huddersfield get back in the win column. Let's get the report of Nikki Wells and his Huddersfield teammates from last night. Nikki Wells scored 1 goal and set up another as Huddersfield reclaimed 3rd place in the Sky Bet Championships with a 3-0 victory over Norwich last evening, with the score already at 1-0. A clever backheel from Wells set up Aaron Mui to make it 2-0.
Once more Huddersfield trying to carve an opening, and Aaron Moy makes it 2-0. 2 goals in quick succession.
And then Wells finished off Norwich with a left-footed strike for his 10th goal of the season and his first in 9 appearances.
Wells allowed to run free and drills the shot low, squirms.
Yeah, I haven't got a good chance to watch the game yesterday, and you can see that it's a very integral part of the team now. Even with the new coach, and I think Wagner now really has the confidence in Aki. I mean, sometimes as a scorer, sometimes you go into scoring droughts. You're playing good, but you just get into scoring droughts. What I was surprised at, Arrow, and over the last few months, Aki's starting to bulk up a bit. A little bit strong on the ball. Had a couple of opportunities. Had a one-on-one that he could have put away. So he could have had 2 goals yesterday. But in saying that, to see Naki at that level, and when you see the joy when he scores, of teammates and the fans, man, I'm jumping up and down myself. But it puts them in a precarious position because they're not high enough to get the automatic promotion, which is going to probably lead them to the playoffs, and that's going to be anybody's game. So I think as a team, they're just trying to get through these last few games to get to the end of the season for the playoffs, and it's going to be interesting how that pans out.
Jay, come Sunday morning, 7:15, will be the start of the Digicel Tri-Fest and ITU Continental Cup in Hamilton. We got a chance to speak with the race director, Aaron Smith, to get the details, the logistics of the course route and what he's expecting and hoping the outcome will be on Sunday. So let's get that report from Aaron Smith, the race director for Sunday morning. Well, Aaron, race director for the Digicel Tri-Fest and ITU Continental Cup. Yeah. What can people expect come Sunday to see from this area here in Hamilton and these athletes?
Well, we're looking forward to having good weather, hopefully, first of all. The forecast is looking good. Right here from All Boys Point is the starting line for both our age groupers and for our elite athletes. Age groupers going off from here at 8 a.m. Elite athletes, the women starting at 10 a.m. and the men starting at 11:30. And before that, in fact, at 7:15 a.m., really bright and early, we have some youths that are going to be starting their swim more along the pier, and they're going to be swimming shorter distances, only 50 meters, 100 meters, and 375 meters for 13 to 15-year-olds. But once those races get underway, you can expect a lot of excitement going on in the city. The biking will be mostly along Front Street, and then after some, depending on the race, some technical turnarounds coming back on Reed Street and making their way through the west end of town before turning around, and 5 laps for the age groupers, 4 laps that includes Corkscrew Hill for the elites, and then a real fast, hopefully, run on Front Street and Crow Lane.
Now, this will be a change of hats for you because you usually go to these ITU tournaments or events, junior events with your son, but now you're a race director. How do you plan to hold that emotion about trying to see Tyler and making sure things are running smoothly?
Well, yes, it's going to be important to keep neutral on this event. But I think there's a lot of us that are in a similar position. A lot of us on the local organizing committee who really did come together because so many of us are fortunate to participate, usually with our kids, some individuals who do a lot of racing themselves, who have seen some wonderful international racing, and we decided, it'd be nice to, rather than have to us get on a plane and travel a couple thousand miles, bring the race to Bermuda. And to be able to bring elite racing to Bermuda is the first time in 20 years is something that's going to be exciting, and we're really looking forward to.
What will you take from... Oh, no, let me ask this question. has the nerve started yet in making sure that everything, because you got to be worried about the smallest things, and it must, you want to make sure that everything that you could possibly do right has been done leading up into this?
Yes, it's funny. One of our local organizing committee members asked that. He says, are you nervous yet? And I thought, no, I hope that's not denial of things, but I think what it is preparation. I really do think our organizing committee, as well as a lot of affiliated people, have really worked hard over the last several months to prepare for this. We know there are little things that come up. I mean, in the time this morning, I think I've had 3 sort of, small surprises. But we're dealing with them, and I think because of that preparation, we're ready and comfortable, and hopefully, planning for the best, and expecting that too.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you Sunday morning, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, bright and early, and we'll look forward to seeing as many other. We're still open for age groupers to sign up. Right up until Friday evening. So if you're interested in coming out, individual or even as a team, youth, 7 to 70 years old, we'll take you all. Please come out. And we'll look forward to seeing you there too.
Well, Jay, during Tuesday's show, we talked about that transfer list. It's out. We had a chance to digest it. Your initial thoughts on the players that have moved to these clubs and what impact they will have at these particular clubs?
Well, let's start off with the Western Stars. I think they had five players going over, and 3 of them are basically veterans. You're looking at the likes of Jacoby Robinson and Jacon Edness coming from Somerset, basically going back home to finish off their careers. So they're going back basically for experience to help out Arnold Mendes, and it's a loving vibe around there, because these are some of the youngsters at the time that Miners had the junior side around there many moons ago. So these guys in the twilight of their career, man, they want to finish up around there, and I don't expect them to be playing much. Well, they're probably hoping they're not going to be called upon that much this year, but the experience, I think, just being around the youngsters around there, that's what they need, along with Bill Burt, another veteran who's been around a bit, but once again going back and give us some experience. So that in itself, it's going to be interesting with Stars coming up. How they pan out. They still got a couple. Brian Hall made it to the national squad. So he's still Tamika Wilson has been knocking on the door. Had a great season last year, even though it was in the first division, but they had a great season. It's good. They've got some players around there that's gonna. I think they're good. I don't know if they're going to surprise anybody, because people knew the names we talked about on paper, depending on what they do on the field. Southampton Rangers was the next in line for picking up a good bit of players. We saw a few years ago had access of players, but they were able to get some players back. But also the likes of Dean Stevens, which I think is could probably be, for me, I think that's probably one of the picks of this transfer season, coming from Willowcotts. Also, Lamont Brangman coming from Devonshire Rec to join his brother Ricardo, and also his father, who's the coach. So it's definitely a family affair up at Southampton Rangers. But I think they were just a few players away last year. On the day, they were able to beat anybody, but the team was old last year, and they did struggle some of those weekends, whether the back-to-back. Bailey's Bay and St. David's basically was the 2, you saw the cream of the crop. But on the day, I remember early in the season, I think Rangers, I think, it wasn't the Belco Cup, but it was the...
Yeah, it was the Belco Cup.
Well, it was the
final year.
Yeah, the final year. But Rangers done well. So it'll be interesting this year how this pans out. Look at Bailey's Bay. Not too many people leaving. But besides Trey, and we forgot about Trey from going to Western Stars. But they've had a lot of youngsters with another year under their belt, and I'm looking forward to guys like Azende Furbit and also Carmichael Nairobi. He done well last year, so it'll be interesting, but they really didn't lose. Well, they lost Trey, so it'll be interesting. Lionel Can, oh man, so we knew there was many rumors going, which way was he going? We knew he was finishing up at Warwick. Would he go back home to St. David's? It was a possibility. Western Stars was a possibility, but end up going to St. George's. And I'm thinking, Earl, just off, if you're going to St. George's, let's think. Right now, cup matches in St. George's. He's played, 18, 19, maybe 20 years of cup match. Let's think St. George's, you might need to put him in the side for this year. But that's my thinking. Who knows what's going to happen with Tit going down the road. But no, once again, coach down there, Droopy, Ryan Steve, needs some experience. They've got a crop of young players also down there, but they need some experience, and not only on the field but off the field. And that's what you're going to get with Tit Can. Who else after that? You saw a couple of players leave Flats to go back to Devonshire Rec, and I think both of them have played for Devonshire Rec prior. So with Paul Carr and Christopher Daly. Warwick really didn't lose anybody. PAC lost 1 or 2 players. So, but for the most part, those are the main names. And it'll be interesting. St. David's. Nobody's really left St. David's. And they picked up 2 players from St. George's. One a former player, but both these players played for the county side last year. So the opening pair of Nkoma Cannoneer and Arunde Bascom. So it's going to be interesting. Some teams have gotten stronger, some have gotten a little bit weaker, but it bodes well for the start of the 2017 season.
Whenever that may be. But we also have an influx of umpires. Roger Deal, the training officer for the Bermuda Cricket Umpires Association, just concluded 8-week training course. I got a chance to speak with him about the course and about many other things. He just recently came back from Belize. So let's get the interview with Roger Deal, Bermuda Cricket Umpire. Mr. Deal, an 8-week course just completed with new umpires or refresher course?
No, new umpires. Some new people were interested in umpiring, so we held the course for 8 weeks, and we should have about 13 new umpires to introduce to the season this year.
Now, will they be active as much as you would like them to be? Some take it for different reasons. Were they all up to taking it for getting involved?
Yes, some take it to get involved in cricket. Also, some have children involved in cricket. Some enjoy watching cricket. So hopefully with the older umpires or the established umpires and these umpires, they should give us about 25 to 30 umpires we could call on each weekend. And again, some people may be working or have other commitments for particular weekends, and we would like to give some people off a weekend in any case. So hopefully it will work all around for everyone.
What numbers would you prefer to have available to you for a season?
Yeah, that would be a good thing. Anything 30 or more would be fine. That way, when people go on vacation or they want to take a week off, a weekend off, because of course people have their family commitments and also work commitments, and it also allows them to, maybe they just want to come and watch a game and see how their counterparts are doing and just enjoy the whole cricket atmosphere.
Now, you're recently back from Belize. Done a training course down there as well. How did that go over?
Well, that went quite well, actually. We had a few teachers from the Belize schools, some umpires, inspiring umpires, some established umpires, and some people who were just interested in umpiring. It was a day course which consisted of rules, laws, playing conditions, some practical work outside, some good discussions, and even some playmaking, for cricket situations. So it was quite good, and most was very, very interested in this course.
You've traveled quite a bit around the international scene, and you've seen a lot of different scenarios play out, especially ground sizes, wickets, and so forth. How do you match up our grounds and our wickets to, say, a place like Argentina, Belize, Cayman Islands?
Right, okay, a lot of them countries are emerging countries where, other than Argentina, who's had a game for quite a bit of years, these here don't really have any established tournaments, let's say something like our cup match or our county games. So they're just sort of emerging, and they're getting into the cricket. Like I said, they're getting it into the schools now and getting people interested in. So you give them a bit of time, and they should be able to get, to a sort of a standard that, be quite interesting and competitive.
How much cricket do you think we should be playing, from an umpire standpoint, how much cricket do you think we should be playing over the course of a year to be able to get to the national level and be able to compete on a regular basis?
I'm really into cricket, so I would like to play all year round if I had my way. But I think looking at Bermuda, even in England they start early April and even late March in some cases, and then looking at our years we could go right up to probably November. So even if it's some sort of other type of league where we could use Shelley Bay, Port Royal, not Port Royal, there's one of some sit there, Warren Williams field, something like that there, anything like that we could continue on and just playing cricket itself,
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, it was earlier this week that the Bermuda Netball Association announced the team that will be heading over to Scotland for the World European Games. We got a chance earlier today to speak with the coach, the assistant coach, and the president. Let's get that interview from earlier today. Ilza, you'll be taking the Bermuda team to Aberdeen, Scotland. Your expectations of what you're hoping to accomplish on this particular tour?
Expectations, I think it's just really exciting to get to the competition. Bermuda's been off the map for a while now, and so expectations just to go out there, show the world that we exist, but more than that we actually are competitive and a force to be reckoned with.
What drew you to Bermuda netball?
The gorgeous sunshine and beaches, of course, but actually more than that is the relationship that I've built with Bermuda netball. I take relationships with people really seriously, and I just saw something with huge potential, and I jumped at the chance when they called me.
Obviously, Bermuda netball team is not as tall as some of the teams they'll come up against. How do you plan to address that in ensuring that we stay in matches and possibly pull off a few?
Well, I can't give away my secrets on camera, but I will say that I'm very impressed with the agility and the speed of the team, and so that's what I'm going to give you for now.
Your background in the sport of netball, can you just give us what it's been like for you over the years?
Sure, I could write a book on this, but I'll give you the short end of the stick. Grew up playing the sport since 5-6 years old. Went forward and was one of the first students at the Stellenbosch Netball Institute, the only one of its kind in South Africa, started by Sandra Duplessis, and so she's been my mentor my whole life with coaching. Really got the opportunity to study there from the New Zealand government, who wanted to empower women of colour in post-apartheid South Africa, and so that started a really incredible journey of exposure. With all that was going on back then in South Africa, I kind of gave all to my sport. A little bit of music, but just my netball journey just took off really young, and I'm really privileged with the people that came alongside, of which one was back then the South African captain Bronwyn Bach, and a previous vice captain Deirdre Baird, or now Marks. And so those guys were just really instrumental in paving the way forward for my sporting career. And so I went on to play for my state teams. I've coached Team USA. Coach Sandra and myself pioneered netball in Argentina, and so been out there a few times building their national team. So I've been working with a few countries, especially in the development side, which is another big passion of mine. And so, this is just another one under the belt.
When you look around, obviously you've seen a bit of younger players play. What's the potential level of being a regular at these type of events consistently?
I mean, I think it speaks for itself. The exposure at such a young age, I think it could be instrumental into those young kids as mine, same as myself. They've got a lot to learn, so it's a privilege for them to even be counted to be part of the team, and so I really hope that they see that, although they might not get as much play time as the seniors, but they will get some chance, and so the potential from here on out is just, it's endless. So
well, we want to wish you all the best and make Bermuda proud.
Thank you so much.
Tony, you're no stranger to coaching national teams in Bermuda, but you've watched most of these girls in this team come from juniors right through to the senior ranks. But for you, seeing the development, working with the talent, what has that journey been like for you?
Wow, it's been amazing. Basically, we had some good talent. Watching the girls come from the under 16s to the under 21s, straight up into the senior team now. It's nice to see their development. It's a blessing for me, actually, because I've seen that. I've watched them grow since I started netball. Most of them were just little teenagers when I first started netball, so it's nice to see the growth. It's amazing, and it's good to watch.
I asked the coach about expectations. Now, you've known these lot for quite some time, so what's your expectation? You've been to different competitions with them. Just that, what's the expectations for you?
Yeah, based on our division, basically the teams in our division is Northern Ireland, Gibraltar, and Israel. Basically, we should have no problems with Israel and Gibraltar. But our stiffest competition in this particular tournament is going to be Ireland. I've watched them on video, watched them on YouTube. They're pretty good. They're pretty solid, very focused. But we should give them a run for the money.
What's the discipline level for these girls? I know you're regimental person. You like to do things on time, on schedule. Have they brought into that from you?
Yes, unfortunately, we do have players that are multi-talented. So we got players that are involved in the Karifta, Sakaya and Shanae. We've got players that's perhaps going for scholarships, Damikwa and Micah. So we have to be a little bit lenient at times because they have other commitments as well. But technically, they are disciplined. They do make their time. But we do have to be a little bit flexible at times too.
All right, well, we want to wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, Kamau Evans, time is drawing near for this team to depart. You have the coach in place, you have the assistant coach in place, but administratively, how much of a struggle has it been to get things together in order for this to be pulled off?
Well, I mean, we've had our challenges for sure, as most people do. Funding is always tight, so there's been a ton of fundraising that's been going on behind the scenes. A lot of different, administrative paperwork going back and forth between us and Scotland in reference to, the little logistics that we need to sort out so that it's a seamless transition once the players actually get on the plane and travel over there. We don't want to have any type of hiccups. So we're doing our best to make sure that everything is covered, all our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. So, hopefully it should be pretty good.
Is this a learning process for the BNA as well, doing this international paperwork?
Well, it's a learning process specifically for myself because I've always been on the end of the coaching aspect and not really the administrative. So I've just had to focus and concentrate on the team. Now I've had to actually focus on the administrative side. But on the council, we have a few strong members that also assist with those areas. So it's been pretty good. And I think it's helped to make me a bit more well-rounded, not just looking at it from the coaching aspect, but also from the administrative.
How does this set us up for anything further internationally, going to something like this?
It's big. It's big. Bermuda has always been well known in the Caribbean islands. We travel to Europe periodically because it's very expensive. But hopefully, a tournament of this magnitude, we can get our feet in the door and hopefully be invited to, others.
Okay. Well, good luck to the team and to your organization.
Thank you. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the other elements that's behind the scenes, Beast Gym, where the players are doing their strength and endurance training, as well as Summersfield Academy and Cedar Bridge Academy that's allowed us to utilize their training facilities throughout.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, Digicel Sports Show done and dusted for April 6th. Want to wish the netball team well. Want to wish everyone a sporty weekend because it's a busy weekend this weekend with the triathlon on Sunday, FA Challenge Cup. Tomorrow night is the under 16 and under 14 knockout tournament at the knockout finals at the National Sports Center. Whole host of things going on.
Yeah, and Earl, I will hope to see you on the golf course early Saturday morning for the Code Red Annual Golf Tournament. It's a tournament that is we try to have some fun with former players and friends alike, not all professional golfers, but we have some fun up there up at the Ocean View course, thanks to Brian Morris and also another good friend of ours, OJ Pitcher. And we have a tournament there not only have some fun but also give back to charity. Last year we donated some money to Mrs. Smith, the late Nakee's wife, who passed away afterwards from cancer. And this time it's to Damon Henley to help him out with some medical bills. Had a very bad accident, so we're trying to help out with some of those medical bills. So in having fun, it also gives us a time to give back and help out our fellow community. So I hope to see everybody at the golf tournament. We will have some footage for the next show. I'm not saying it's going to be great footage, but it might be a blooper reel for the next show. Once again, also thank Digicel for being the proud sponsor of the triathlon this weekend. And once again, without that community effort from all parts of the community, some of these events cannot take place. So on behalf of Islandstats, we want to thank Digicel for helping out for these sporting events. So Earl, until next show.
Do enjoy your day, and Ocean View does not need construction nor me.
Hey.